Hemsakot is about a 2-hour jeep ride northwest of Pokhara, Nepal. The road to Hemsakot can be very rough at times, so you'll need a good four-wheel drive vehicle to get you there. When you arrive in Hemsakot, you'll soon find that the locals are very warm and welcoming. Hemsakot is a very quiet, clean, and organized little village with beautiful traditional Nepali homes. In these traditional homes, corn is hung from the ceiling. Smoke from the open fireplace will dry and preserve the corn for the long winter ahead. This is a traditional Nepali dish called dal bhat. It was cooked from scratch over an open fire. All the ingredients were from the local village, and it was very tasty. Hemsakot is surrounded by beautiful green valleys and Himalayan mountains. This lady is digging clay to plaster the floor of her house. If you go to Hemsakot in August like I did, there will be some rain and clouds, but it'll also be very green and the temperature will be just about perfect. This is the room I stayed at during my time in Hemsakot. It was really comfortable, clean, and it even had electricity. This day, the clouds never lifted enough to see the high Himalayas, but it was still incredibly beautiful to see the misty clouds around the lower mountains. Later that day, we met a retired Gorkha soldier. This area of Nepal is the homeland for a large percentage of Gorkha soldiers. Then we decided to take the jeep to another small village called Kalamati. On our drive to Kalamati, we came across a big cargo truck that almost went off a cliff. It looked like the only thing that stopped the truck was one of the front tires wedged up under the drivetrain. Luckily, no one was hurt during this accident. When we arrived in Kalamati, the clouds were still too low to see the high Himalayas, but the views were still breathtaking. We stopped to have a yogurt drink made from buffalo milk. This is our skilled Jeep driver named Jeet. We had to cross quite a few streams and rivers. got back, we had a nice campfire. Then I was lucky enough to see some traditional kukri knives that were once used by a Gorkha soldier. Some of the locals did a mountain dance intended to bring the Himalayas out from behind the clouds. Each morning, Uma refinishes the floor with a thin layer of clay. I got the chance to churn buffalo milk to make yogurt and butter. Here is a huge kukri knife that was also once used by a Gorkha soldier. The Gurung family I was staying with was nice enough to give me a Dhaka topi hat and a Gurung bangra. The bangra is worn in a crisscross over your chest. It's a very useful piece of clothing that people use in the fields as kind of a backpack. It also has sort of pockets on the sides, and it's also worn in formal settings. Later that day, I taught English at a nearby school. The traditional dinnerware used in Nepal can actually make sounds very similar to a Tibetan singing bowl. The next day the clouds cleared a bit and I saw a spectacular view of the surrounding valley. That morning I was able to get a good view of Fishtail Mountain, a 22,792-foot peak that is considered sacred to the god Shiva, so it's off limits to climbers. I also saw a spectacular view of Annapurna, which has a 26,545-foot peak. Up until this point, my trip had already been an amazing cultural experience and adventure, but to see these magnificent peaks after waiting for several days was just like icing on the cake. Afterwards, I got the chance to help the family with their corn harvest. The corn we were harvesting was wet from the rain and was actually pretty heavy. I was amazed to see an older lady named Batuli, who couldn't have weighed more than 90 pounds herself, carry about 70 or 80 pounds of corn right up the side of the mountain. It actually takes some practice getting the strap lined up correctly so it doesn't put too much strain on your neck. Kumar leaving the corn out to dry in the sun. After we were done, I ate one of my favorite things, a Nepali pancake. It's very different from the pancakes I'm used to. It's a very dense pancake, which is almost the consistency of a flat noodle. They made it with eggs from the chickens outside, hand-ground flour, buffalo milk, then it's cooked on an open fire with buffalo butter. To top it off, it's drizzled with fresh honey from the beehive outside. It's really, really tasty. I'm sitting here with my good friends Raju and Kumar. Raju is the one that owns the Jeep that we've been using. Kumar let me drink from a very special cup. This cup was the only cup that his grandparents used. They shared from this cup their entire married life. It is beautifully handcrafted and very old. An interesting thing that he also told me is that his grandfather's generation was the first generation in his family to start farming. Early in his grandfather's life and generations before, they lived as hunter-gatherers with no permanent home. It was a really fun evening, and I even tried playing the drums. After that, Kumar started telling some pretty funny stories.
20 years ago, one American people come Pokhara, lakeside. There one buffalo is there. After he beat buffalo, buffalo say why? American people thinks, oh, lakeside buffalo also speak English. He said, why you beat me?
This is Kumar's wife Uma using a hand grinder to prepare millet. This hand grinder is very similar to the ones that the Anasazi Native Americans used more than 800 years ago in the area now known as the southwestern United States. For my last night in the village, the women dressed up in their ceremonial clothing. Uma and her daughter Shraddha are amazing cooks. I was well fed my entire stay with the family. Many of the village women came my last night in Hemsakot to perform a traditional Nepali dance. It was a very fun night and an unforgettable experience. This was a very special farewell for me. The family showed me incredible hospitality during my stay. They were some of the nicest and most genuine people I have ever met. They made me feel like I was part of the Groom family. This might be my favorite travel adventure I have been on so far in my life. Even after visiting 26 other countries during my travels, it was an incredible learning experience, and I was surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of Nepal. I can't thank them enough. As I left Hemsakot, I saw that Annapurna had emerged from the clouds. After the long ride back to Pokhara, then Kathmandu, I was reluctantly leaving this amazing country. If you would like to have your own unforgettable experience in Hemsakot, you can contact a really good guy named Raj. He and his family run Pushpa Guest House in Pokhara. It's one of the best guest houses you can find in Pokhara, and it's very affordable on any travel budget. In fact, it was winner of the 2013 TripAdvisor's Traveler's Choice Award. Raj can contact Razu with the jeep, and he can pick you up from Pushpa guest house. He will then take you to Hemzakot. If you get the chance, stay with Kumar Gurung and his awesome family. I'm sure you'll be impressed with the stunning scenery as well as the warm hospitality from the locals.
Om Mani Padme